are still trickling in. But I'm happy to kind of start things off here. My name is Brinley Wade. I'm the graduate executive co-chair for the ANS 2026 Student Conference. Very excited to be here today. Excited to talk to you guys about the conference and answer any questions you have, kind of share what the conference will look like. So yeah, I'm gonna let the other A&M folks kind of introduce themselves, and we will get started with a quick presentation after that.
All right. Howdy, everybody. My name is Kira Burt. I am the undergraduate co-chair of the upcoming student conference. I'm also very excited to introduce you guys to a little bit behind the scenes of what we've been working on and the great stuff we have waiting for you guys here in College Station.
I guess I can go next. Howdy, everyone. My name is Carlo D'Accolito. I'm the technical chair for the conference. And as part of the technical program, we're planning all sorts of really cool events, tours, workshops, panels, career fair. Really excited to tell you all about those.
Hi everyone, my name is Chimo Biagero. I am the venues, accommodations, and catering committee chair. It's pretty much what it says in the name, so any questions pertaining to that, I should be able to answer that.
Go. Hi, my name is Madeline Oliver. I am the communications chair of the conference. I take care of the marketing stuff and stuff that goes on the website, the app that we'll be using for the conference, all of the features on there and everything. So any questions on that, that's all me.
Hello, my name is Daniel Jada, and I am one of the finance committee co-chairs. And so I'm in charge of the budget and sponsorships for the conference, making sure it is funded and integrating those companies with the career fair.
Howdy, everyone. My name is Adrian Silva. I'm a graduate student here at A&M. I'm the logistics chair, mostly dealing with transportation and activities.
Is it on me now? Hello, everyone. My name's Mason Burdett. I am the other co-finance chair, kind of responsible for sponsorship procurement and working on the budget for getting this conference to the finish line.
Cool. Well, thank you all for introducing yourselves. I'm going to share my screen and go through a quick presentation. This will not be anything too long, just to kind of paint an overview of what the conference is going to look like. So yeah, let me go ahead and share my screen. Let me know if you're able to see this. Is this visible to everyone?
Yes, looks good.
Okay, cool. Again, this is going to be pretty quick. Just wanted to kind of talk about everything that is going to happen at the conference, and hopefully this will address questions that some of you guys might already have right now. So yeah, conference theme, don't mess with nuclear, leading the way. Very excited about that. It's kind of a play on the whole don't mess with Texas thing. So yeah, this is the theme of the conference. Very exciting. These are some of our chairs, and it's everyone who is here. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. This is, some of our executive team that's been working on the conference. And then we have our emails as well. This should also be, when you registered, it should have been there. But yeah, feel free to reach out if you have any questions you think of after this. So just some very general details about the conference. April 16th through 18th, 2026. It's coming up very shortly. It's going to be Thursday through Saturday. So Thursday is primarily going to be tours and workshops, and then Friday and Saturday are going to be the technical sessions, the panels, everything like that. The stuff where, there's sessions happening and presentations and things like that. We're expecting a lot of students to come in to Texas A&M and College Station to be a part of this conference. Very exciting to be hosting this. And yeah, we last hosted this in 2015, and we are very excited to be hosting it in the upcoming months. So just some general hotel/venue logistics. We have 3 hotel blocks, as you may have seen when you went to register for the conference. One of them is the A&M Hotel and Conference Center. It's this picture all the way on the bottom left. This is going to be the closest to the Memorial Student Center, which is where all of the technical content is generally going to be. So if you end up staying at the Texas A&M Hotel and Conference Center, you're going to have a very, very easy time attending technical sessions, attending workshops, things like that. Whereas if you stay at the other two hotels, the Hilton and the Drury, it's going to be a bus situation, so you're going to have to get on a bus and take that to the Memorial Student Center. So just keep that in mind when you're registering. Again, the A&M Hotel and Conference Center is very convenient because it's right next to the Memorial Student Center. It's like a 1-minute walk. You don't even have to cross a street or anything. It's kind of just like right there. But yeah, so keep that in mind, I guess. And then the Memorial Student Center and Rudder Complex, it's two buildings, but they're kind of one building, and that's where all the technical content is going to happen. There's going to be plenty of signage with all the different room numbers and locations of everything. It is a pretty big building, but we're going to have really good signage for everything, so hopefully you guys won't get lost. That's also where the registration desk is going to be, so when you're checking in at the very beginning of the conference, that's going to be in the Memorial Student Center. That's kind of the heart of the conference, is the MSC/Memorial Student Center. It's kind of like our student union building. And yeah, you'll be very familiar with this if you attend the conference. We'll spend a lot of time here. So then our three main dinners that we have planned as of right now. Thursday night is going to be our opening banquet at the Kyle Field Hall of Champions. It's this picture here at the bottom right. It's a gorgeous venue. It's going to be really, really nice. That's going to kind of open up the whole conference. Friday night is going to be our tailgate. It's up here, and also down here is one of the signs that are out there. This is going to be kind of a casual networking type dinner. We're going to have barbecue. It's going to be really, really great. And then Saturday night, we're going to be doing our closing banquet. And this is where we're also going to be doing our awards ceremony. So it's going to be really fun. Hopefully a good variety of events. And I'll get more into the catering. I think I may have said that barbecue is Friday night. I believe we're actually doing Mexican Friday night. I could have that backwards. But it's going to be a really fun array of events just at the end of each of the 3 days of the conference. So then just a general map of everything, just to kind of paint the picture. These three big green rectangles are where our three dinners are going to be. So the Hall of Champions is in Kyle Field, which if you guys don't know, I think it's like the 8th largest stadium in the world. It's the largest stadium in Texas. It's huge. It's going to be really, really cool. So this is our opening banquet, and then Aggie Park, which is going to be our tailgate event, and then our awards banquet is over here. As you can see, everything is very close together. It's all on campus. So if you're staying right here at the A&M Hotel and Conference Center, this yellow rectangle, it is all extremely walkable. Everything is going to be very convenient. And then these two blue rectangles are the MSC and Rudder. Again, this is where all of the technical content is generally going to be happening, the workshops, things like that. So if you stay at this hotel, it's going to be very walkable. If not, that's okay. We'll have buses running to drop off in this general area, since this is going to be kind of the heart of the conference. Some more maps, I guess I wanted to have lots of maps on here. This picture on the left is Houston Airport all the way up to College Station. So Texas A&M and College Station, we don't really have an international airport. It's very limited how you can actually use that airport. So we are recommending that everyone flies into IAH, which is this big airport in Houston, International Airport of Houston. And then we will have complimentary shuttles running Wednesday and Thursday to College Station to take people to the conference there. This also applies to Sunday when the conference is over. We will have complimentary shuttles going from College Station back to the Houston airport. But just in case you were wondering what it looks like on a map, it's about an hour and 30 minutes bus ride. Shouldn't be too bad to get you up here to College Station. And then this map on the right, this is kind of the bus loop I was talking about. So if you stay at the A&M Hotel and Conference Center, again, it's right next to the MSC, so very convenient. If you stay at the Hilton or the Drury, we will have kind of a bus loop running back and forth throughout the day to the Memorial Student Center. So yeah, and that's about 10 minutes. I will say traffic can kind of make this a little bit worse. We tend to have kind of bad traffic here, especially when there's a lot of people on the road. So yeah, but it's about 3 miles away, not too far. And so this is to take people to and from those other two hotels. So some local tours that we are hosting. Thursday, we have our 1 megawatt trigger reactor. We have the NuScale simulator and the Relish campus. If you've looked through the registration form, or if you've already registered, this is all, you probably saw all of this. These are going to be really cool. These are local tours, so all within kind of the College Station area. And then Friday, Cyclotron Institute and the Fuel Cycle Materials Laboratory. And then Saturday, we're doing a tour of different laboratories in our nuclear engineering building. So we have a radiation laboratory, we have another simulator, we have a few other labs in our nuclear engineering building. So these are some of our local tours. And then for our regional tours, we have 5 regional tours. They're very cool. We have STP and Comanche Peak, which are our 2 commercial power plants here in Texas. We also have the MSRR, which is hopefully going to be the first advanced reactor ever in the United States. So very exciting. This is up in Abilene, so very far. And then Comanche Peak is up, I don't know exactly where it is. It's west of Fort Worth, and then STP is down by the Gulf. So right now there are 0 spots remaining for STP, 13 for Comanche Peak, and 28 for the MSRR, in case anyone has not registered and is interested in attending any of the regional tours. These are just the spots we have available. And then our last 2 regional tours, we have the Deep Borehole site and Allo Atomics. Allo Atomics is in Austin, and Deep Borehole, I'm forgetting where it is, but it's about an hour away. So all of these are going to be really, really cool, and all of these are going to take place on Thursday of the conference. So these will be the very first day of the conference before the opening banquet. This is what's going to be happening. So some other big things that are going to be happening. We have our career fair, which is going to have a bunch of different companies, universities. It's going to be really exciting. We're also going to offer interview opportunities. And then, Carlo, maybe you can talk about this a little more after I'm done, but we're going to have 2 poster sessions back to back for people who are presenting posters. We split it up this way so that you don't have to stand in front of your poster for 4 hours straight. So I'm hoping this will work out. This is a great opportunity, again, to present research. And we are finalizing how this is going to work. So if you did submit a paper, they were due about a few weeks ago at this point. We're still finalizing the details. But if you do end up presenting a poster, it'll be on Friday. It'll be at one of our 2 poster sessions that are pretty much back to back, kind of in the morning. So yeah, Carlo, if you wanted to talk really quickly about any other things that I'm missing here, and then we can dive into questions or anything else anyone wants to talk about.
Yeah, thank you. I think that covered a lot of the big picture events, but we have so many. We have a lot of really cool workshops that we were planning. Lots of different. A lot of them are kind of computational, focusing on learning a lot of different codes that are relevant within the industry. We also have one I'm really excited about. It's actually at a facility we have at A&M for emergency responders called Disaster City. And what that's going to be is people are going to place sources in kind of these rubble areas. And again, it's a simulated post disaster event. And you actually have to use radiation detection and emergency response kind of like tools to figure out where those sources are. So that's just one of the many workshops that we have. As far as our research sessions, we received 320 papers, which I believe is the most out of any in student conference history. So we're really excited about that. We have research from pretty much everything you could think of within the nuclear. So we're going to have those poster sessions. We're also going to have standard presentations and then lightning talks, which are going to be just a little bit shorter than standard presentations. So yeah, we will, if you've submitted research, we're still working on slotting everyone into their specific time and specific format, but we will get back to you soon on the details with that. So that's about all I have to say, but yeah, I would love if there are any questions.
And by any questions, we mean anything. I mean, it could be anything about the conference itself. If you're one of the people here from Berkeley, anything about planning conferences or what this really looked like. It's been a really incredible process, and I think all of us have been in this for multiple years at this point. So there's a wealth of knowledge here on this panel today. So if you have any questions, please throw them in the chat. Please raise your hand. I want this to be interactive. Oh, perfect. Okay. I can go ahead and handle this. Cruz asked, what kind of attire should we bring? That's a great question. For the majority of our more, panel speaker events, we would recommend probably business casual, at least for those events, especially if you're going to be participating in the career fair. A lot of these companies are recruiting around the clock, so you do want to look your best for those. Our banquets and our tailgate event, we're working on kind of brainstorming what we want those to look like. I would highly recommend you guys be prepared for probably some warm weather. Maybe bring a raincoat just in case, because it is springtime in Texas. but it tends to get pretty warm over here. In fact, I don't know where the rest of y'all on this are, but I think today it was almost 80 degrees in February. So prepare. It's very humid, it's very warm. So as much as you should be wearing probably something a little more business casual-y, be ready for that, especially if you plan on going out in the night, like stuff like that. But specifically for our tailgate event, we're gonna encourage all of you, if possible, to bring a little bit of a Western flair to that. So maybe bring a cowboy hat or a pair of boots if you have it, or a nice pair of jeans. But we have some fun stuff for y'all. But generally, I would say stick to business casual. Maybe if you want to dress up for one of the banquets, feel free. But it's kind of up to you guys. But yeah, bring some fun cowboy stuff if you got it. Does anybody else have anything they wanted to add to that?
Here, there's a lot of comments that are in, I don't know what
Oh,
chat
wow,
you're
here we go.
looking
Oh, I
at.
see.
Yeah.
Yes, here we go. Elizaveta, I'm hoping I said that right. I heard there's sponsorship, volunteering opportunities to attend. I would like to learn more about that. Brinley, do you want to talk about this a little bit?
Yeah, so I know for some of the ANS national conferences in the past, I've been a part of this sponsored student program. I think that's what it's called. I don't remember. But basically, yeah, you volunteer and you can, I think they comp your registration, but that's only for national conferences. Since this is a student conference and everyone is a student, that isn't really a program that we have in the student conference. I'm trying to think of, I don't know. I'm trying to think of a better answer than that, but I think you might be thinking of the volunteer program that the national conferences use, and those are the summer and winter conferences. I think they're phasing them out and merging them or something. But the big national conferences that take place in like major cities, that is probably what you're thinking of, maybe.
Yeah,
In that
so
case, I would look into that because that is a pretty good opportunity, but that is not for the student conference.
yeah. So if you're asking about the student program, we do not offer something similar for this event. But you will notice when you register that the student conference registration amount is a lot less than typical national conferences. So hopefully that alleviates a bit. And then we're trying again to shuttle everybody from the airport over here to College Station. So we're doing everything we can to help y'all out. Eva asked, will there be any system to find someone to split a hotel room with, similar to how ANS does for the annual conference student program? No, not currently. I would heavily consider asking other people at your school who might be interested in attending, who might be willing to split a room with, but we do not have like a roommate sorter or finder for this conference. That might be something we consider, but at this point, I wouldn't count on it. But thank you for the question. Deadline to register for the conference and the shuttles from IAH. Brinley, do you want to take that one too?
Yeah, so that's a great question. For the conference, I know the early bird pricing ends March 25th. I think you can actually continue to register past that, but I highly recommend registering at the very latest March 25th because after that the prices go up. So I think, yeah, for all intents and purposes, March 25th would probably be the last time to register, although you can register after that, it just costs more. And then the shuttles, that's a really good question. Right now, it's just like a Google form so that we can plan our transportation and we can plan the shuttles and make sure we have enough shuttles for, you know, all the trips to and from the Houston airport. I need to come up with a deadline for that. But the sooner you can put in your information on when you are going to be using the shuttles, the better. That's just very helpful for us so we can ensure we have enough shuttles. And then, yeah, maybe I'll set a deadline for that. But just the earlier the better. As soon as you have your flight booked, if you could fill out that form and tell us, like, I'd like to take this shuttle, I'd like to take this shuttle. It makes it, trust me, it makes it very helpful when we are ensuring that we have enough buses for all this.
Yeah, and
I'll also say,
go ahead.
book your hotels too, because the cutoff for the hotels is March 25th. So like early bird and the hotel cutoff and end the same day. And like hotels right now in College Station are far more expensive than what we have. So you don't want to miss that deadline if you plan on like staying in those areas.
Yeah, and I was just going to add, I saw a few comments as well asking about registration pricing and the form to fill out for the shuttle schedules. This is our official ANS conference website for those of you who haven't checked it out just yet. I put it in the chat so that y'all can check it out too. There's information on how to become a sponsor. We have our preliminary schedule there as well. But if you guys are wondering about registration pricing, here's a little look at what it looks like right now. So if you're a student member, currently it is $50, but that will go up to $60 if you don't get the early bird discount. If you're not a member, it's $85 and that'll go up to $95. And then we have also our ANS member and non-member there as well. You'll also see on this, due to university policy at this time, we will not be able to host anybody under the age of 18. That's just how it is, unfortunately, because we are a college campus. There are compliance rules that we have to adhere to. So just want to let you guys know in advance. If you are going to be 18 by the time of the event, though, feel free to register. It's just you can't be 18 at the time of the conference. There's additional registration items here as well. If you have questions again about the shuttles, you can come over here to hotel and travel. And at the bottom, oh, Brindley, remind me where this was at.
Yeah, you're in the right spot, I think. Just click the airport shuttle thing.
Hold on.
It's right.
Ah, yes.
There you go.
Perfect. Found it. Okay. So this is the, if you guys want to take a scan of this QR code, I'll leave this up for a second as well. But this is a little bit of our information about when they're going to be departing for IAH. And then again, if you're planning on using the shuttles, which highly recommend you guys do, otherwise it's a pretty hefty Uber, I would know. Make sure you fill out this QR code so that we can account for everybody when we're planning these for you guys. Let me check the chat again. Oops, sorry. Yes.
Yeah, I kind of want to go in order. There are a lot of questions, but I want to keep going in the order that they were submitted. So Carlo, this is probably a question for you. How variable is our assigned presentation format, standard lightning, top poster? After it gets assigned, are we able to choose the specific format after it gets chosen?
Yeah, so that's a great question. Once the format is assigned, we will not be able to change it just because we would have to move quite a bit around in order for that to work. But we are still in the process of assigning those formats. If you email me and if there's a format you really specifically want, we'll do our best to accommodate that. Also, when submitting the research, there was a question that said, which format would you select as your first choice? And then what other formats are you comfortable with? We can accommodate all of the first choice. We can accommodate most of them. But if you listed that you aren't comfortable with any other presentation format, we will accommodate that.
Okay. Yeah, thank you for that. Next question, will there be a schedule for the buses between different venues for the conference, and have the pickup and drop off locations for the hotels been finalized? That's a good question as well. So we're working on finalizing that. I'd like to have that posted somewhere as soon as we have it confirmed with the bus company. Ideally, the loop that's down at the bottom middle picture on Kira's screen, the hotels and MSC bus loop, ideally that's going to be going on like every 30 minutes or so, or it's going to be pretty frequent. However, there's other locations as well besides that we're going to, take buses to. For example, our regional tours, our local tours, things like that will also require buses. So hopefully there is a plan for all of that very soon. And ideally, we'll even reach out to people who are signed up for specific things and give you more information on how the buses will work, specifically the regional tours, because I've gotten some questions about that. Like, hey, I'm staying at this hotel, I'm doing this tour, what time do I actually have to be ready, blah, blah, blah. So we will have a plan for that, and it'll be communicated as the conference approaches and as we get it finalized with our shuttle company. The second part of the question, the pickup and drop-off locations. So for the MSC and the A&M Hotel and Conference Center, we are figuring it out. It's going to be right there. It's just a matter of what side of the building it's on, but we're in the process of figuring that out with our university, and they have a lot of rules about that. So we're working that out. It's going to be very close. For the other two hotels, that the part of the bus loop where you're going out to the hotels, it's going to be equidistant between them. They are right next to each other. Like if you were to walk from the Drury to the Hilton or vice versa, it's like a 3-minute walk. It's just kind of like across a parking lot. Ideally, we're going to be kind of right between them. So you can both hotels, and there's going to be signs that'll point you to the location where the buses will be picking up people and dropping off people and all that. But that's a really good question. I'm hoping there's more information very soon so that people can kind of plan accordingly. The next question, could you please share what the cost is? For student registration, it's $50. For student non-member registration, I think it's $85. Yeah, and then that all goes up by like $10-ish after the March 25th deadline. So hopefully that's helpful. Google form for the shuttles it's on the webpage. You just kind of have to navigate to the part that talks about transportation, but the form should be there. Let's see. I'm not seeing any more questions. Feel free to add questions, but that's all that I can see at least. I don't know.
Howdy, Christopher. I see you have your hand raised.
Hello, can y'all hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, so I just had I had a couple of questions actually. So one of them was about the tours, first of all. So I registered and I signed up for a couple of tours, and I noticed that I think like some of them are like around $10 or so to sign up for. But just in case, like just for anyone, in case anybody decides to cancel just for whatever reason, is there any kind of refund policy in place?
Yeah, Carlo, you can answer on top of me if you have anything to add because you're in charge of the tours. But I don't think so. I think that's kind of part of the idea with the $10 is to hopefully get people incentivized to show up because I know some of them start pretty early. So I don't think we're gonna really have a refund option available because it would be really hard to swap out people at the last minute, like because we have wait lists for a lot of these tours, right? But if someone just last minute doesn't show up, it would be basically impossible to switch them out for someone who's on the wait list. So we're really hoping that everyone who is there or everyone that's registered is able to go. I'm wondering, like, if there's some emergency situation, I think that would kind of be a case by case situation. Like, if there really is like a really good reason, maybe that would be like an ANS national question. Like, I don't know, but we're hoping that people
I
who
gotcha.
register end up being able to attend.
Okay.
And if that isn't the
All right.
case, Christopher, like if for whatever reason, like somebody couldn't attend a tour in advance, you should be able to reach out again to the email that Desiree put here, register@ans.org, and they'll probably be able to coordinate any kind of refund. But again, I don't think while we're at the conference, if day of you show up, we probably wouldn't be able to honor a refund at that point.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. All right. Thanks for the answer. Also, I just had one more other question as well. So I guess it's just more about the summary paper submissions. So a lot of us got our feedback back from the reviewers after we sent in our papers, and I just noticed that some of the feedback was directly contradictory to some of the format guidelines that I saw on the website. So I just wasn't sure if there was any kind of particular person I could reach out to about that.
Yeah, if you have any questions about that, you can go ahead and reach out to me. Sorry if any of the feedback was contradictory. We do have the reviewers doing this independently, so they don't really see
Gotcha.
each other's reviews. I will say we aren't going to be super strict about the formatting. We would really prefer if the template was used on the website, but we understand that we did kind of switch over from a double column format from last year to a single column format. And, we do want to be accommodating of that. So, yeah.
I gotcha. Yeah, I was just asking because what I noticed was that I know that ANS, like they kind of add the page numbers themselves already, but then the reviewer said that I needed page numbers, and that's why I got confused.
Yeah. Yeah. I would have to check on that to give you a specific answer. But again, I wouldn't worry too much about it. It's not like your paper is going to
Okay.
be rejected if you have page numbers or
I
not.
gotcha. All right. All right. That's all for me. Thanks, y'all.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
for sure.
Thank you for the questions.
I'm gonna answer. I saw Eva's question here in the chat, and then I'll get to you, Sophie. If we're interested in job searching and networking at the conference, what materials do you recommend we prepare? 100% a resume. Definitely. Bring some resumes. Make sure you're printing them in advance. We have printing stations at the MSC. We have like a copy corner and I think like a FedEx as well. But they're going to cost a little bit of money. If you ask somebody nicely on campus to print for you, they probably would, though, heads up, but try and bring them in advance. I would highly recommend a resume at least. We have, I think, just over, hey, Daniel, confirm this for me. I think we have over 35 companies currently that are going to be at our career fair. Does that sound correct? Yeah, I see head nods. So once we start releasing more information about our sponsors, I also recommend maybe you do a little bit of research on them, kind of prepare, what you might want to say to them. I find that pretty helpful at career fairs. But yeah, it's pretty exciting numbers. We have people from international agencies, from health physics. We have some nuclear law firms there, kind of everything all over the page. So just have an open mind too when you go. I would recommend having a more general resume just because, like I said, there's a kind of a whole berth of companies that are going to be there. But yeah, it's going to be very exciting. So thank you for the question. And then Piper, any areas in College Station you would recommend avoiding for safety or otherwise? I'm from Seattle initially. Whoa, fake Texan. I will say, in my experience, I've been to almost every state in the US now. I will say College Station is one of the safest places I've ever been. I feel very fine like walking around campus at night. I would not, I think the only places, like there's some places in Bryan that are maybe a little odd, but those are pretty far away from campus. I would say you're fairly safe anywhere within the town. I'll also say College Station isn't very walkable, so if you plan on kind of exploring, I would recommend maybe you take advantage of either Uber or getting familiar with our Aggie buses as well. But Northgate's pretty fun if you're interested in food and drinks and whatnot and entertainment. But I wouldn't say there's any spots I would recommend like safety. I think like the craziest crime we have is like people stealing electric scooters. So like
yeah, I've lived here for like 6 years. Yeah, it's very safe. It's just like it's basically just a small town that happens to have a university in it. And I will say there are parts that are kind of walkable, like the campus nearby area. You can get away with walking. Like we have a McDonald's really close to campus that I go to a lot. We have a Chipotle that I go to a lot. Like there are parts you can't walk to. Yeah. And to answer the original question though, I think it is very safe. And if it wasn't, I would be honest about it. But like I think it's safe. I've never felt anything weird here, honestly.
I remember Sophie had a hand up. Did you
Oh, yeah.
Hi, yeah, thank you.
of course.
I had a question, like it was kind of because of you were talking about like the cancellation
Mhm.
refunds, and it was basically we have some students who are not going to be able to attend the conference, and they were like, oh, should we um cancel? And then they kind of replied and said, oh, the cancellation fee is $200 and you haven't even like you didn't even pay that much to register. So I was just wondering, like, is that the policy for students also, or is it just like should they just not cancel the registration? That's kind of my question. Like,
Desiree, would this be a question for the registrar also? I've not heard of a cancellation fee. Is Desiree here?
Yeah, not gonna lie, I didn't even think there was a fee. So this is kind of like news to me. I thought you could cancel after you registered, like as long as it wasn't past the deadline.
yeah, it says we have a $200 cancellation fee if someone cancels before March 25th and $0 refund if they cancel after. Like, and we emailed the registrar about this, and that was what response we got, and we were kind of like, does that make sense for students? Like, that was a little bit confusing.
Yeah.
Desiree is saying no $200 fee. So I guess I don't know why.
I think on the website it's like framed differently, which is probably what Sophie's confusion is.
Yeah, I'm looking now. Registration
Under
canceling
registration price, yes.
on or before March 25th are subject to a $200
Yeah, I don't know. That seems crazy. I don't know about that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Desiree
just
said she's gonna get it updated, so it
yeah, that'll
probably
be
shouldn't
updated.
be the case. Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
sorry, Sophie, for the confusion, but there should not be a fee associated with cancellation.
Okay,
So
that's
we'll get
okay.
that information updated. Thank you for pointing that out.
Yeah, good. Thanks for saying something, because yeah, that's a lot of money, especially when you're only paying $50 to register.
Okay. Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, we'll just email the registrar again about that. But
And
thank you.
Yeah.
clarify that you're talking about the student conference. Maybe they got confused. So
Okay.
yeah,
Okay, great. Thank you.
thank you so much. Okay. Asher, is the list of companies and universities at the career fair available? Not currently. However, we're starting to post on the ANS Student Conference LinkedIn account, and also some information on the national account will also be posted as our top tier sponsors are announced. They get like a little bit of a promo for being some of our premier sponsors. But we'll get the companies as they have their invoices processed on the website as well. We're just trying to get the official logos from like their legal teams and stuff, which tends to take a little bit of time. But by the time of the conference, yes, all of that information will be up to date on the website. Does that answer your question? Sweet. Awesome. Thank you for the question. Anybody have any other fun questions, like where the best breakfast spot is? Because heads up, it's actually right between the Hilton and the Drury. What? So I really like toasted yolk and I really like snooze, and they're both like right there. So if you're staying over there, there's a big perk. Um, I don't know if anybody cares, but um, also, heads up, you're gonna be here in April in Texas, which is bluebonnet season. So if you're looking to get fun photos, oh my gosh, it's like the best time of year to be here for sure. It's gonna be absolutely stunning. There's nothing like springtime in Texas, truly. So bring your camera too, I guess, honestly. Um, did anybody else have anything they wanted to add? Fun stuff about College Station, maybe? Oh my gosh. Yes, absolutely. There are so many places I recommend. The gardens on our campus at that time of year are gonna be phenomenal. They're so pretty. Also, I know we're already having outdoor events in Aggie Park, but again, beautiful. Um, there's a good chance there might even be a football game during the conference. So if you're interested in that, look out for the maroon and white game ahead of time. There's nothing quite like an SEC football game if you're interested in that. Other stuff I would highly recommend, Northgate. I don't know if you guys keep up with Barstool, but we're number one college town in the United States this year. There's a lot of fun activities over there for y'all to do as well. And also just exploring campus. Obviously, most of us are nuclear engineers. There are so many fun stuff going around. And I will say, like Aggies are generally some of the friendliest people. Like you could probably just pull anybody walking to class, be like, hey, like, where's the best place to eat on campus or whatever. And you'll be able to make some pretty cool connections and friends. Piper asked, are there full vegan options offered at the dinners? Chimobi, do you want to answer that?
Yeah, they are. As long as you put in like your requirements in the registration, we'll try our best to accommodate them.
Sweet. Thank you so much for that. Yes. Okay. Did anybody else have any more questions? Feel free to raise your hand. Yes, Christopher, what's up?
All right, so sorry, this isn't really as much of a fun question, but this just came back into my mind again. So I'm not sure. I think I might have missed this during the PowerPoint earlier, but what day were the speaker sessions supposed to be again?
Carlo, you wanna?
Yeah, so all of the sessions are going to be Friday and Saturday. So any student
Okay.
research, as well as all our panels, are going to be on Friday and Saturday.
Okay. And then I also just forgot what day the tours are. Are those are on Thursday or also Friday, right?
Those are on all 3 days, but I would say
Okay.
most of them are on Thursday. All of the ones where we go outside of the College Station area are regional tours. Those are all on Thursday because they're essentially day trips. So
Okay. I see. I was so I was asking about that because I was also just a little confused about how kind of the time blocks for the tours and stuff kind of revolve around the presentations as well. Like for example, I was asking about the whole cancellation thing because I wasn't sure if there was a chance I might be scheduled for a speaker session during a tour that I signed up for, you know?
So no, the tours on Friday and Saturday are going to end by 10:30, and then the first presentation session start at 10:45. I will
Okay.
say our poster session does start a little bit earlier than that, but that's something where um, we will try to accommodate putting you in a later poster session if you are on one of the morning tours or workshops, if that's a problem. But yeah, for the presentations, there should be no conflict.
Okay. All right. Gotcha. Thanks for the answer. That clears things up for me. Of
Yeah,
Cool.
for sure.
Thank you for the question again. Arnav
course.
asked, Brindley mentioned that the poster session would be different so that people don't have to stay next to their posters for 4 hours. What are the changes going to be with the new format? And then I guess, Carla, you could take that too.
For sure. So with our poster session, it's actually going to be two poster sessions. There's going to be a morning one from 10 to 12 and an afternoon one from 2 to 4. So we just did that both to increase our capacity because if we have two different sessions, that's double the amount of posters that we could host. And then also, I've been at poster sessions that are several hours long and it kind of wears on you after a while. So we just wanted to make them a little bit shorter so that y'all don't have to stand there the entire time. I mean, y'all will have to stand for there for the 2 hours, but hopefully no longer than that.
Sweet. Thank you so much. Eva asked, if we're interested in joining a tour on Thursday and a computational workshop in the afternoon, is it possible to register for both and try and join the later part of the computational workshop? I'm going to take this a little bit, and Carla, you can add if you need to. Keep in mind that you're going to be paying for both. So whether you're there for just the last 15 minutes or not, because, you paid to be at both of them, it's really up to you. If you think you're getting the value out of it for just being there for the last few minutes, then that's totally up to you. That's like your freedom. But keep in mind, considering transportation, there's always a chance that you might not be able to attend. And that does kind of take up a spot for somebody who might have wanted to be there for the whole thing. So again, totally up to you. Obviously, there's spots still available for you to do it. But keep that in mind. I'm not going to tell you not to. Because I would like to be at all of these things at once as well, but just something to consider for sure. Do you have anything to add, Carlo?
So, for the regional tours, it'll be hard to do anything else in the afternoon because all of the regional tours end at 2 p.m. or later, 2 to 5 p.m. Um, for the local tours, there's two blocks. There's morning and there's afternoon. So if you sign up for a tour in the morning, that will be done by noon, and then the workshop in the afternoon will start at 1. So that shouldn't be a problem at all. And also, I believe if you are scheduling for, if you are signing up for events that are overlapping, I may be wrong about this. I do think the registration page will kind of throw an error. So that might not be possible in the first place. But again, if there's no time conflict, then that should be fine.
Sweet. Thank you so much, Carlo. Kit asked if the app to show the itinerary up and running and what is it called? And I see, Desiree, you were able to answer that. But yes, it is going to be powered by Cvent, which is an app I'm sure many of you are familiar with. And we will be sending out emails for those who are registered with more information on how to get access to that information in the app. Piper asked, is there a possibility of schools receiving travel reimbursement this year? And Desiree answered this as well. Yeah, registration fees this year are purposely being kept low to accommodate our budget, considering the number of students that we are expecting this year and the size of the venues that we're using and the amount of food that we're buying, and the shuttles that we're using to run between IAH and campus. Unfortunately, we will not be able to afford reimbursements for students traveling this year, but we're really hoping that the cost of registration being low is hopefully going to be enough to subsidize that. Sami asked, I'm presenting a summary. Do I have to make a PowerPoint or just the PDF? Carlo, do you want to take that?
For sure. So that is going to depend a little bit on which format that you that you are going to be presenting. And again, we will get that information to y'all soon. We're still finalizing when the exact times and exactly when each person is going to be presenting. But the presentation is going to be almost completely separate from the actual summary that you submitted. It should be over the same topic, but the content doesn't have to be exactly the same, and it will be a different format. So if you are doing either a standard presentation or a lightning talk, that'll be a PowerPoint. We should be able to accommodate Google Slides as well, but we'll have that information in the email. If it's a poster, we will expect you to show up with a rolled up, printed out poster, and then you can pin it to the board. So,
All right, thank you so much. For the regional tours that are all day, are you guys aware if lunches will be provided or if we should plan on bringing snacks or lunch? Chimobi, do you want to answer that?
Yeah, lunches should be provided at all the tours, at every regional tours, and I'm guessing that's like the Thursday tours, right, Carlo?
yeah.
Yeah, so expect lunch around like 12 p.m., right, Carlo? 12,
Yeah.
1 p.m.
So lunch will be around noon. Again, that's going to depend a little bit on the exact kind of agenda that the facility is providing. But yeah, we will be providing lunch on all those regional tours for the
The
MSRR,
Abilene
the
tour
Microsoft
that
Research,
leaves at
yeah,
like
reactor
5
going to
a.m. We
Abilene.
would have breakfast for that
Mm,
tour,
yeah.
some light
Also for
breakfast
that
for
one,
that tour.
we will probably stop both on the way there and on the way back if y'all have ever been to Buc-ee's. So that'll be kind of a nice break. You can get some snacks. But yeah, I would recommend bringing snacks if you are the type who likes to, have a couple snacks too. But yeah, lunch will be provided.
Angela, did that answer your question? And I know Piper brought this up too, with regards to folks who have dietary restrictions. Again, indicate that on your registration.
Yeah,
So that way we
put it in
know.
yeah, and the sooner you register, the better we're able to accommodate that. So like definitely make that March 25th deadline. It seems far, but it's like 3 weeks away,
Mhm.
and you don't want to miss the prices at $50.
Uh, oh, Sammy just asked, my wife is coming along. Can she attend at least my presentation slot or does she need to register? Reach out to us at our conference email. I'll put this in the chat as well. I don't know if we shared this, but 26@tam.edu. Reach out to us at that email, Sammy, and we can figure that out with you. But yeah, we also have guest options if you plan on bringing somebody who wants to go to like the dinners and stuff. You can also register a guest on a registration. And it's pretty clear as you're going through it how to do that. But if you have any questions, again, emailing the registrar works out really well. Thank you so much. Were there any other questions about anything? How many students are at the Texas A&M University, Department of Nuclear Engineering? That's a cool question. What is it, like 500 something, Brinley?
Yeah, it's like 540. It's ridiculous. I don't know, like it's crazy how big our department is.
So plenty of new friends who are excited to meet all of you. So, but yeah, I mean, I say that like kind of like a joke, but honestly, we are very, very excited to host all of you. We have a whole committee called the Hospitality Committee that is literally here to accommodate all of you and make this a great time for everybody. And I mean, like Shimobi said, like I think everybody said a little bit, let us know in advance. Email us if you have any concerns, any questions at all. We are monitoring these inboxes day and night, 24/7. If I'm not looking at it, I'm sure at least 4 other people are who are able to answer your questions. But we do want to make this experience your best student conference experience to date. And we're very excited to host all of you. Are there any other questions? We're here for you guys, so. Okay. We can give it a few more minutes. Carlo, Daniel, did you guys want to give any closing thoughts while we're wrapping up?
I'm really excited about this conference. I hope y'all are too. Please let me know if you have any questions on any of the specific events. So yeah, thanks for coming, guys.
Madeline, you want to say something?
Was thinking it earlier, but one of my suggestions for what to do. Also, we're trying to put together a little something so that y'all will be able to kind of get some recommendations for what to do. You know, probably some standard stuff like Northgate, but we'll try to figure out some little secret things so y'all can really dig into College Station and A&M. One thing that I personally love is going around campus and going to specific buildings because there are some beautiful buildings. The administration building, I can't remember what it's called. It's really close to our nuclear building as well. It's really close to AIEN. Beautiful, super just like well done Texas theme. That is my top building. Also close to our building, the nuclear building, is Scots Hall, which is really beautiful. There's a lot to offer if you can't transport way far away. There's a lot of things in the walkable area. So that's my recommendation. I think you can have a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. Daniel, you want to say something?
Yeah, we're very excited. I'm really looking forward to the career fair, and I mean, a lot of the work that I'm doing is involved with that. And so there's going to be a lot of opportunities, gobs of opportunities. And as Kira mentioned earlier, it's from all realms of the nuclear industry. There's going to be commercial power plants, labs, anything you name it. It's gonna be there. So I'm really looking forward to that event specifically.
Mason, you want to add to that?
Yeah, I mean, I just kind of wanted to recognize just the entire panel here for a year, and for some of us a year, for some of us longer, have been pouring just everything, every last ounce of time and effort into planning this thing, and we're just a couple months out now. So I really want to give kudos to this group for coordinating, planning, and really kind of getting through some of the various adversities that we've had. So, having this panel is just another step closer, getting some of those questions answered that, 3 or 4 months ago, we might not have even had a clue. So everything is moving in the right direction for us. We're really excited to have everybody. We're excited to kind of share this baby that we've been nursing, for the last year. So really excited to get everybody out here in April and looking forward to it.
Thank you. Yeah, double that for sure. Jamoe, you want to say something too?
Yeah, I was gonna say, like if anyone is like me, whenever I go on trips, I leave the hotels to like the last thing, like probably maybe 3 days before. And you do not want to do this with this conference only because College Station is gonna be busy that weekend. And just before this webinar started, I checked the 3 hotels we have are at least $400 a night. So like you don't want to miss the 123, 169, $179 that cuts up in March 25th. So like once you register, like just book your hotels because you're not going to get a better price. I can probably guarantee that.
I think even Motel 6 is going to be more expensive that weekend.
Yeah, like I hear there's probably a family weekend happening too. So, and I see the hotel numbers and I'm worried that people are leaving it to last minute to do. So I keep on bringing it up.
Christopher, what's up, man?
All right, hey guys, I'm back. I keep thinking of questions here. So I'm kind of just I'm like debating a bunch of different options regarding transportation. I know y'all were talking about the airport shuttles and Ubers, and I think there was also the Aggie bus or whatever it was called. Some of us were also considering doing like a rental car. So just like trying to weigh all the options here, how bad is the traffic usually like around like College Station and also Houston in case we drive from over there?
I would be prepared for anything. Like we've said and alluded to a few times, this specific weekend, as much as we tried to avoid it the 3 years ago that we set these dates, it might be a football game and it might be family weekend, and that's not going to be fun. I would say if you really want to explore College Station, a rental van or car is a great idea. But you might be fighting for parking and you might be fighting for road space. Houston, I don't know if any of you guys have heard like the urban legends of driving in Houston, but it's a mess a little bit. But as soon as you're out of Houston, the way from like the outskirts of Houston to College Station is pretty much green as go, you know. But I think that's a great idea. Again, I would say if your concern is traffic, even if you were taking the buses between, you know, the hotels and campus, you're still going to have to deal with traffic. So it's really up to you and what you want to make of this experience. I think it's a great idea, especially if you have a good enough amount of people for like a 10-person van or whatever. But yeah, definitely something to consider. There will probably more than likely be some traffic.
All right, sounds good. That's really helpful.
Yeah. Okay. And then I know really I might have missed you. You want to say anything else?
Oh no, I was just gonna say, yeah, Houston traffic it can be pretty bad, but it's not, I don't know, like you just kind of sit through it. It's not the worst thing ever. Honestly, I've hit worse traffic in Austin than Houston. It really just depends on the time of day though. Yeah, rental car, it's not a bad drive. Like the drive after you get out of Houston to College Station, it's actually like kind of pretty. It's not bad at all. It's like I've done that drive many times just to get to the airport or just to get to Houston. Like it's nothing notable. It's not a hard drive. So yeah, if you wanting to do it, like totally do it.
I gotcha. That's reassuring. So because I grew up like outside of DC, so I feel like I'm kind of used to traffic already, but I just didn't know like really how bad it was.
Yeah, it's not a hard like if
yeah.
it's your first time doing it, it's not hard. Like you're not gonna be crying while you're driving. Like it's okay.
Yeah, the only hard part is from IH on the way out. I actually am flying to DC fairly regularly, so I make the drive very like 2 or 3 times a month. And so yeah, it's all green until you get to past Tomball. That's the name of the city. Either way, but once you hit the toll road, there's a lot of cars going real fast, but they're going real fast still. So unless there's construction on the road, it's usually you're at most that 1 hour and a half trip that Google Maps usually gives you is 145, 150.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, noted. Thanks, y'all.
Of course, thank you. Adrian, do you want to say anything else to close out?
Just to close out, yeah, just go over your travel plans. Be really sure, when your flight's coming in. Take into account, how long does it take you to get from the jet bridge to the baggage claim area? Is that going to we created enough of a window or enough time slots for pickup. So we should have enough coverage, but just make sure that you have a good idea of when you're going to do that. That way, when you get there and you're at an uncomfortable period of time where you're like, oh, there's like an hour left between the next pickup, like, oh, like this could have been avoided, but I just like knew that I was going to take this long, right? So in order to avoid that, just think a little further about your travel plans, both for arrival and departure. That's it.
Thank you. Piper asked really quick, is parking an additional cost of the hotels? No for the Drury and the Hilton, but yes for the conference center.
Actually, all of them are free as long as you do it through the booking code. Like for the hotel, for the A&M hotel, do it through the booking code and you get free parking. That needs to be updated on the website actually, but yeah.
Yeah, because on the website it says 17, which I guess is not.
Yeah, I was reading the contract and I was like, oh yeah, we have free parking.
So never mind. As long as you're booking through our group code, it should all be complimentary. Thank you, Troy, for the clarification. Okay. If there aren't any more questions, which if there are, raise your hand and stop me. But I just want to close out by echoing what kind of everybody said. Make your plans ahead of time. Make sure you know where you're going, who you're going with. Travel buddies are always a good idea, especially when you're in a new place. It's a big state, a lot going on. If you end up going to the wrong Houston airport, these things can happen. Make sure you're flying at IAH, heads up.
Please double check that, yeah.
Please double check. I want to say, I personally have been in this student conference planning process for 3 years now. And I couldn't be happier with the panel of people who are here right now. We have put in hours and hours a week, unpaid, just doing this because we want to give everybody else the best experience possible. And what we're really trying to curate here is something that is special, that is meaningful, that is impactful for all of you guys. We're making panels, we're putting together speakers, our keynotes are flying in from all over the globe to be here. I mean, these are some amazing things that we're putting together, and I can't take credit for it. It's these guys who have really, taken charge and shown initiative and really made this special. And I really want all of you to take a deep breath. We got a little over than 50 days left, and we are so excited to host you all. If you have any questions, we are all more than happy to answer them. But I just want to give the most serious kudos to everybody here, because this is not an easy thing to put together for 800 students. So thank you all for attending this webinar. We loved having you. We loved your questions. Please reach out to us. Again, those emails. We might share the presentation as well. But this was an absolute delight, and thank you guys all for everything, really.